I've got this theory that weak feet might cause your hip pain. And basically the thinking is like this: if your base is unstable, then the top needs to overcompensate in some way. And yeah, that sounds pretty logical, but I've experienced some imbalances in my feet now. As you told in another video, that I got these friction wounds, and that made so I couldn't walk properly. And while I couldn't walk properly, they have healed now, thankfully. I noticed that my right hip flared up a bit. I'm pretty sure that it's the glute med that's flaring up, and because I couldn't have pressure on the ball of my feet, I had to walk like this in kind of sideways way, and the hip didn't like that. It had to overcompensate for the balance somehow, and then the glute med got all of the punishments. So let's say that you have weak feet for whatever reasons. Something they're weak, not because of a temporary injury like mine. You haven't trained them. You didn't play sport when you were younger, and so yeah, maybe you're constantly walking in a bad way for feet. Maybe you're constantly doing this walking motion instead of this walking motion. Then all of that force is going up your leg to your hip. The hip has to stabilize somehow, and some muscles might get mad and flare up. And even worse, if the hip flares up, then the back has to overcompensate. And then boom, you have back pain also. So now you have hip pain and back pain because of weak foot or weak feet. So what can you do to prevent this? One thing that you can do is what I have done. I've bought these barefoot shoes. They're really flexible, and basically they have no support for the feet, so every little motion I do, the feet has to compensate for that, which is going to strengthen the ankles. Also, you can do, I would suggest you play some kind of sport, or at least mimic some kind of sport. I've been playing a lot of floorball lately, and there's a lot of forwards and backwards movement and jumping everywhere. So you have to be on your toes and jump in all kinds of directions. Because another reason why your feet are weak is because you only walk forwards. A regular person never walks backwards and never walks sideways. So it creates this huge imbalance in your feet. But if you're playing a sport, you're moving in all directions. But sports have a pretty high risk of injury, so take it slow at first. Maybe just jump around in different directions and be careful, because you don't want to roll an ankle. Another way to strengthen your feet is to walk or run in the rough, on some trail, hiking trail, or in the train, because walking on uneven terrain makes so your feet has to balance in all kinds of different way. So yeah, take care of your feet, and if you have hip pain, this might be a good place to start. So yeah, have a great time. Bye.